So what you're looking at here is the Kindle Fire. There's my G tablet right there, still holding down the fort, doing a great job. Right here, this is the Kindle Fire. And I got this thing today. Today's launch day. I was watching some Doctor Who on it just now. This right here is the front screen of the Fire. So why did I get the Fire when I already have a G tablet? Well, it's because I wanted something a little bit smaller, something that I can carry a little easier. No, the G tablet's not difficult to carry, but you know, this little form factor here is pretty sweet. Now, in comparison to the G tablet, if I put it right next to it, you could tell that. Well, let's see. It is quite a bit smaller. Probably about half the size, roughly, of the screen on the G tablet. When compared to the Kindle 3, also now known as the Kindle keyboard, it is roughly the same size. Sorry, I'm so unprepared with this stuff here. About the same size, really, for the whole device. I'm not talking about the screen size. Screen size on the Kindle keyboard is definitely smaller, but the Kindle Fire is what we're talking about here. And so right now I'm going to go through some of the basic features. I know that you've probably seen some of that on some of the other websites. That's cool. I've seen a lot of reviews. I can't say I'm very happy with a lot of them for a lot of reasons. One is that it seems to me like a lot of the folks that are going and doing reviews of the Fire are trying to compare it strictly with the iPad, saying, well, it doesn't have a forward or backward facing camera, it doesn't have Bluetooth, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. We could focus on what it doesn't have all day. You know what else it doesn't have? It doesn't have a 8088 processor. It doesn't have 256 megabytes of RAM. I mean, come on, we could do that all day. Boring. Let's talk about what it does do. First and foremost, let's look at the form factor. It's very solid. I will say that. It feels amazingly solid. Where the G tablet sometimes creaks when you hold it, or the back feels a little hollow, the Kindle feels very solid. It feels super solid. I have it in a Marware case, which is really a really nice case. I chose the slate gray version just because everything else I have is black. I just wanted something a little different. So it's a little bit gray on the back, a little darker gray on the front. It folds over to a it's like a little triangle, so you can actually stand it up when you're viewing videos with it. Alright, back to the Fire itself. Actually, I'm going to put it on its side while we're doing this, just so I can video it a little bit better. Sorry for the crappy camera work here, folks. I really apologize. Let me set this up properly. Alright, so this is looking at it in landscape mode here. One thing that you could see here, I'm looking at it from many different angles. Look at that screen. No matter which way you look at it from, it's very, very visible. Great viewing angles on this thing. Phenomenal screen on this Kindle Fire. It is 1024 by 600 resolution, so not like stellar amazing, but very good. Very good indeed. This is your main screen view here. As you see, I was watching Doctor Who. These are some of the books. These are applications I have. This is a web page I was looking at. Facebook. Now, when Facebook opens, it actually just opens a shortcut in a browser, so it's not really an app per se. Here are some books that I put in here. That's Starship Troopers, Friday, the official biography of Kim Jong-il. I see so many demos. People have Steve Jobs stuff. I don't know. I thought it'd be funny to have Kim Jong-il. I have a weird sense of humor like that, I guess. Some more apps. Music. So, you know, I was listening to some music earlier, some Girl in a Coma. So there it is. Another book that I put in here. Everybody knows what this is. So anyway, as you can see, very fluid. I mean, holy smokes. This is the most fluid I've seen a Android tablet ever. And of course, here's your favorites. You can add different things here on the bottom that are your favorites. So, newsstand. I have fantasy and science fiction magazine. That's the only thing I've got in there so far. Only because I just haven't done anything with magazines. Now, navigation, as you can see here, is on the bottom. When if I'm looking at books, there's a home button, back, menu, and search. These are all books that I have purchased or loaded onto here. Music. This is pretty slick, because here the music I have on the device, as you can see, is only 4 albums. But if I go to my cloud, these are a bunch of different bunches of music, different albums worth, or different artists worth of music that I loaded into the cloud. I started that yesterday just so I'd have some music if I wanted to. And in terms of how fast it plays, so let's play some. Where is it? What do we got here from Bowie? Let's see. Cracked Actor. So it loads up pretty quick. I mean, you know, you can't say it's very slow on loading that stuff up. And of course, going back and go home. That was streaming right there. And now, of course, it'll put it into your into this top drawer here of the latest media that you looked at. If we go to video, this is I have Prime, so right here it's looking at all the different stuff I have available to me that I could watch instantly. I was watching Doctor Who, so let's tell it to resume, and here you'll see it loading up.
Got into Dad's old Jeep and off we went.
Does a great job.
Just like a dream
The resolution's nice. I mean, you can tell there was no buffering or anything crazy going on. It's not choppy. Very, very smooth. Very nice. Now, what's interesting is as compared to Netflix. Netflix to me seems like it just has a little bit of choppiness going on. Not really due to the hardware. Can't say it's due to the hardware. But let's see here. We'll stream something from Netflix as kind of a comparison to what Amazon streaming does.
You got it. All right. Yeah, right. Well, we sold the first locker of the day. Buyer's going to put his lock on the door, and we're off to the next locker. Wow.
Yeah, see, it kind of stops every once in a while. And also, it seems to me that the sound isn't quite synced up. And so, yeah, there's a bit of choppiness going on there. I'm not quite as happy with the Netflix app on this as I am with the Amazon app. The Amazon video app is flawless. The Netflix app, not so much. Alright, so docs, this is pretty interesting. This is all stuff that, you know, any PDFs or whatever that you put in here. I've got some docs that I've made myself or have side-loaded. So that's what these are. Apps, these are your standard, you know, standard Android apps that you load up. And so here's one of the most famous ones. Let's see if this will load up. I've never actually run this on this device, so we'll see how it goes. The app by which every device on the planet seems to be judged by. Now, to change the volume, you have to do this. This is one complaint that a lot of people have, is that it's a software volume thing. It's oh, what the heck is going on here? Okay, but yeah, it's a software button. It's not something that you can have here, a toggle or something. It would have been really nice to have some buttons on there. That's one thing I do like on the G tablet, is right here at the top, it's got volume. So as you can see, I mean, it is super slick. I mean, it's very very quick, very responsive. Now, I don't know how to get out of this. There we go. Just like that, I guess. There we go. So apps, you know, you have whatever different apps you have on here. It's the same thing. You can go through and load them up. Do what you will with them. Want to get more apps? Go to the store. And the App Store loads up. Today's free game was Eve of Genesis. Eve of the Genesis. I downloaded it. I played it. It's pretty cute. Reminds me of an old Nintendo game. Anyway, back to the Fire. The last thing you've got here is the web. And, yeah, we're not going to show my my email or my Facebook stuff, so we'll just get out of that. But anyway, actually, let me see if I can load up another page. Yeah, there we go. So, this is an article on Engadget. Go back to the Engadget homepage. Now, it is loading the mobile version. It's not loading the full version right now. I could probably tell it to. I just haven't done it yet. But I know some people have complained that it's not as smooth as they would like it to be. I find it really depends on what kind of stuff you have on the page itself. But I'm pretty happy with the web speed. The browser seems to be pretty decent, pretty quick. So, you know, does this have the, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or millions of apps that the iPad or the iPod does? Not so much. But this isn't an iPad. I didn't buy it to be an iPad replacement. I bought it to be a media device. I wanted it to be able to do my books. So if I want to read, which I guess I really haven't shown that yet, have I? So this is a book I'm reading right now. If I want to read, sorry that the focus isn't so great on this. This is my phone. But if I want to read, I can. I can change things, like I can make it dark on light, standard black and white, or this brownish sepia looking thing. I could change the typeface. They have lots of different choices now, which are really nice. And it gives you a little preview of them, too, which is pretty sweet. And then, of course, size, line spacing, margins. It's really, really nice. I've been very happy with it. Now, in terms of long time viewing, will I prefer this versus the Kindle keyboard? Not sure yet. I really like the fact that on the Kindle keyboard, it really looks like you're reading on paper. This looks like you're reading on a screen like that. So, otherwise, movies look great. Music sounds great. I used a pair of headphones. Worked awesome. Volume control, only kind of weak spot I'm not completely pleased with. I'd have liked hardware versus the software alone button. Also, there is no other button on here. Having used lots of Android devices, I find myself always looking for the home button. I have to keep remembering that when I'm in books or something, I have to go to this little home thing on the bottom. Or if I'm in a book and I'm reading, and it'll go away here, there we go, and I want to go home, I have to press on the middle and then over here to the home. I'm getting used to it as I use it more, but again, it's one of those little things. I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, if I were to adopt some kind of 10-point scale for how awesome the Fire is, I would honestly have to give it about an 8 to 8.5. The only reason I wouldn't rate it higher was, I've mentioned it twice already, the lack of the hardware volume buttons, the lack of a home button. But you know what? I'm not going to hold that against it, because I know here on the G tablet, a lot of times these buttons get in the way, and there's actually times I wish I could just disable those buttons, because when I'm holding the G tablet, sometimes it's very easy for me to press one of those, and that really is annoying. The weight is surprisingly heavy for its size. That's because of the Gorilla Glass. This is not cheap stuff. It's not light either, and but it feels substantial and feels high quality. I know David Pogue somewhere said that it didn't feel great or cheap or whatever. I don't know. His review just totally blew me away with how superficial it really was, or how he really doesn't want to like it. Anyway, I really think that for $200 you cannot beat this. As a bonus, I am fairly certain that there will be alternate ROMs available for the Fire very soon. We're going to, I'm sure, see some amazing performance coming out of this device. I know there's going to be some new functionality added somehow by folks. I'd be very surprised if there wasn't some new functionality or ROMs available already. This thing has only been out today. I literally am one of the very first people in the country to get this, and I'm sure that there's already some folks on XDA who have done some cool stuff, or will be coming out with some cool stuff for this very soon. So, if you're looking for a very inexpensive $199 small tablet for media consumption, this is your ticket. If you're looking for something a little bit bigger that does a little bit more, then I still highly recommend the G tablet, which you can find online for around $250 to $300. Pretty easily, I think. But G tablet, definitely a great 10.1 inch tablet. The Kindle Fire, with an amazing 7 inch. Anyway, I hope you guys found some value in this review here. It's really late. I'm a little tired, and I'm using a camera that's not as awesome. I hope you forgive me for that. And as always, edge out.